boy, what an awesome deer.
Oh my gosh, that's a big deer. Yes. Kari just shot a beautiful buck.
Isn't that cool?
Oh my goodness.
I just smoked my biggest Iowa whitetail yet.
What a hunt.
What a deer.
Look at that giant Iowa deer.
Check out that dude right there. Wow.
There's your buck, Dad.
One field almost done. 100 more to go.
When I first bought the place, it wasn't that, oh, this is just gonna be this phenomenal place. You know, it was just kind of, you're looking for anything that's close to some of your other farms. We had another farm that was a couple miles away, and so you kind of try to group farms, you know, close to each other. You know, it looked fairly promising anyway. You know, it was 80 acres and about 45 to 50 was probably tillable, and then, you know, the rest was timber. And it had kind of a nice bay in it and stuff around the timber. And that'd be a good place for a nice little clover food plot, and it had a couple apple trees already planted in it. At the time, you never dreamed that it would turn into the farm that it has been. You try to play your cards right and you try to pick the right piece, but this one, well, we just hit the ball out of the park with the North 80.
My biggest Iowa whitetail yet.
Yes. Look at that deer. Look at the mass. Just an awesome Iowa whitetail. That is awesome.
There were actually some really good deer the very first year, starting getting pictures of them. What changed was in late season. Once, you know, the weather got cold and we still had a big food plot, I could not believe just the number of deer, but especially the number of bucks that rolled into this place. It was incredible.
Hey, you gotta get it done one way or the other, bud. We got a front moving in. You got snow, it's blowing, it's cold. We're on a standing bean field, and hopefully one of the bucks from last night or a different buck will come out. But holy cow. Awesome Iowa buck. Yes, and he's down right there, just crushed up. What an awesome way to end our deer season here in Iowa with a big buck down and Lee behind the camera. And of course, me pulling the trigger. Yes.
Hey Nate, there's a buck right there. He's gonna come right through this hedgerow right here. He's a shooter, definitely. You ready? Smoked him, buddy. My first afternoon in Iowa. My first Iowa hunt and my first Iowa buck. Boy, he is a dandy. Check out this Iowa buck right here. Yeah, man, that is one heck of a deer. They call this buck Billy because of his brow tines. He got, looks like billy goat horns. I would agree. Kickers off of his twos there. He's got mass. He's got everything. What a buck.
And when we first got it, I knew there was a nice little bay that goes back into the timber, and that'd be a perfect place for a crushed clover field in there. And then the rest of it was all big production field. At the time, I was like, well, man, I can leave, you know, food plots of corn or beans, you know, as big as I want to. Those very first years, I left a pretty good amount, like probably 8 to 10 acres and you just don't know. You're like, man, that may just be way too much. And that's okay too. You kind of adjust accordingly. If you leave a bunch and it's a bunch left over, well then you cut it back an acre or two the next year. And if they wipe it all out, you add an acre or two. That's the nice part about having a big production field. I was blown away in the first year, leaving that 8-acre piece. We had beans in it some of those early years, and Kari Rolls shot her biggest buck ever to date on that bean field. It sure paid off for her.
Yeah, this is a pretty good deer right here, Tom. Yeah, we get that window open. Yes. Here. Got him. Yeah, look. He's done. He's done. Nice.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, look at him.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. He's a beautiful, beautiful buck.
Out on the North 80, we had an old buck that my buddy Lee Murphy had been hunting forever, and it's amazing because we had the farm that we have that's 3 miles away. We had the first pictures of him there. And all of a sudden he showed up on the North 80 and he became pretty regular there. So Brantley came out his very first night. He wasn't wasting any time, put his first Iowa buck on the ground.
Hey, I think he's not small. Is that Murphy buck? That's him. Oh, buddy. BBD, baby. I've been wanting to say that now for a long time.
Murphy buck has left the building. Yes.
You're kidding me. He broke one side of his ankle.
Well, it didn't look like that.
Yeah. Look at here. He broke off right there. Oh, man. What a deer. So that is our luck right there.
It's just amazing how the North 80 just shines every year late season. And there's several reasons for that, like we talked about before. It's just finding the right neighbors and everything around it. At first look, you'd think it would be bad because there's some houses off to the east side of it. But each one of those houses has like 20 acres. It's kind of a big block of timber over there. But I think the reason it is so good is because those houses are there. Because nobody's driving it during gun season and blasting everything because the houses are right there. And I think that's what gets a lot of these deer through. And I didn't see it at the time. I actually thought this is a negative on this place, having some houses, real close to it. But it actually, I believe, turned out to be, a real positive for it.
Late season, it seems like you'll get 100 deer pouring here that you've never seen before. So you're just hoping that a big one will show up that we don't know.
Very first year, my dad went home empty-handed. So the next year that he came, I said, he's not going home empty-handed, especially during late season, we got that many deer out there.
Can you shoot? Can you see him right there? I'm looking at you right there. There you go. Yeah, the one that's kind of looking away from us. Yep, you got him, Dad. You good? Yep. We brought it right down to the last minute. Torched him. Well, let's go take a look. There's your buck, Dad. Nice deer. Nice shot, Dad. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
It was so great to see my dad, shoot his first Iowa buck and his biggest buck to date.
There's a deer. Oh, it's our buck, Nate. That's our buck. 2016 was a great year. We had a bunch of mature bucks showing up, and I knew if I hunted that farm long enough, I would definitely get a shot at some point. In my field right now. Nice. Yeah. That is pretty darn awesome. It's like, boy, what an awesome deer. Nugget number 2 is bringing me some luck.
Late season can really be good on any farm, especially if you have food, but the North 80 just seems to stand out, over all the farms that we have. We got 300-acre farms, 800-acre farms, 400-acre farms. You got all these big farms and it takes so much time to plant and get all the food plots in there, and it's just amazing how the North 80 just shines every year late season.
That's our buck. That's the big 8. Yeah, that's him. Oh, I got him. I got him coming up here. He's coming on the field now. He should be coming right behind those does there. I'm gonna get ready. I got him facing away from me right now. Okay. Yes. I'm talking about mass. I mean, that thing is, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. This buck right here is one that we were after tonight. This is a buck that I had missed last year on the same field. And sure enough, he came out and presented a great opportunity, a great broadside shot, and really put him on him this year. What an incredible buck.
The North 80 over the years has just totally exceeded my expectations. You just never know when you buy a farm. Sometimes, man, they just start producing right off the bat, and some of them take 3-4 years to get there, and to be honest with you, some of them never get there. The North 80 was one that we made a right decision on that one.
The moral of the story is you can take a small piece of property and make it very productive. Our North 80 is a perfect example of that.
We've shot so many bucks over the years and passed so many. We've had a lot of bucks that we just say, hey, let's give him another year. Hopefully they'll come back the next winter, and they normally do. You see a lot of those deer from year to year, and there's one in particular that we left for several years, but he just slipped through the cracks. And so in 2017, the North 80 saw its first 200-inch deer.
Here comes the deer right here. Oh, that's him, that's him, that's him. Where's that? Still, he's at 64.
way bigger in person than I thought. I'm just not 100% on this shot. I think it should be good though. You know, he was standing there at 65 and he's reaching back and scratching his back. And I was like, perfect. They come to full draw on him. He starts walking, he takes a few steps. I already had full draw, so I don't want to let down and rearrange him, because every other buck, they come out and they come and hit those scrapes over there, walk in the woods and pop out on the north end. So I was like, he's not coming any closer. So I didn't want to let down and have him keep walking even further. And it looks like it hit him a little farther back than I wanted, but still, it's through the middle of his body. It's just, the rain has stopped for a little bit now. And you know, you just like to maybe leave a deer like that for a few hours, but I just don't know if we can. That's the problem. It's just if it starts pouring rain again, you know, we're not gonna find any blood. Shoot. We got, you know, blood all the way up into here, spurting over on here. That's what nice thing about using that tri-pan. I mean, a little bit bend in the blades, but nothing in the ferrule. But that evidence is we got a lot of blood. God, there is blood everywhere. Oh my gosh, look at this. Not a flesh wound there. You know, I just couldn't tell, you know, when I shot, he was quartering away and I was aiming towards, you know, that last rib to drive it up in there. But he moved and ducked a little bit. I hit him farther back than I wanted to, but this is a great sign. He must have stopped here. Look at that. Unreal. Oh, right there. Willie, he's right in the ditch right there. Yes! Golly, my first time in hunting this deer. Look at that side. Look at that. Yes! God, look at that thing. What a giant. My first whitetail of 2017 has hit the dirt on October 10th. Yes, look at that. 10 points on that one side. That is a big old heavy Iowa whitetail. Yes.
Let's go see Daddy's deer.
Daddy, hello.
Hello. Daddy, what's Daddy got?
Daddy.
He's got a big buck.
Hey, you! Look at that big boy.
Congratulations.
Thanks. All right, you gotta turn your head first. I gotta untie this and stuff.
Okay, we're not looking. Maybe.
Nope. Okay.
Whoa.
Look at this. What's this?
Daddy, what?
That's Daddy's buck. Look at that big one, huh?
Do you want?
Yeah. Look at those big horns he has.
Boy,
That's awesome.
that is awesome.
Daddy's buck.
Yeah, it's a good one,
Daddy's
huh?
buck.
Yeah, Daddy's buck. 9.
Daddy, yeah.
Holy cow, that's just on the 2. Plus 6.25, 22.5.
Go.
What do you have to tell me that? 102 inches on that side.
2 inches on one side.
0.25.
That one, the buck.
Yeah, well, I didn't think he'd be that big, but
Well, when
what
you
if they
said
say
104 inches or
yeah,
2
that's gonna be
inches,
an
I was
80
like,
inside there, I guess.
Your biggest Iowa buck ever. What a
Yeah. I
What
would never
a
thought
season
that.
you're having,
I know.
Lakosky.
I just smoked gnarls, Barkley.
What a beauty of a buck. Look at that thing. 35, 40 years ago in northern Minnesota, I mean, it would have been a dream of mine to see a 140 or a 150, to move to Iowa and be able to manage and see great deer. And kind of the pinnacle of deer hunting is to hit that 200-inch mark, you know? And that's something that, you know, you always dream about doing, but you never think it'll actually happen. To hit that final equals and see a 201 come up, it's unreal. It's something that never dreamt in my wildest dreams 40 years ago that would ever happen to me.
You know, after all the years of watching Lee pass giant bucks, shoot giant bucks, all the blood, sweat, tears, all the work he puts into all of our farms to make them so great, and for him to finally shoot his first 200-inch buck, I'm so glad that I was able to share that experience with him. I'm so happy for him.